course, the celebration can't start in earnest until the game ends. Brent Carney's in the LEX-18 newsroom with an update about the action. Brent.
Kevin, Kentucky ahead right now, 48-38, just under 12 minutes to go in the second half. Now, obviously, a double-digit lead in the national championship is great, but Kentucky was up by 18 points in the first half. It was down to 14 at halftime, and in the second half, things have been a little rough for the Cats. They played some of their best basketball all season in the first 18 minutes of this game. Already in the second half, though, 6 turnovers. However, the Cats up 10 in control, going for that 8th national championship. They've had a good game. They just have to close it out. Kevin, back to you.
Yeah, Brent, Kansas used to being down. They've trailed in all their tournament games by as much as double digits. Well, it's been a long time since UK has won or even played in a national title game. 14 years to be exact. So long that some of the youngest True Blue fans in New Orleans don't know what it feels like to win a title. Now, this younger generation of True Blue fans haven't experienced what it's like to live through winning it all. Kayla Davis was only 4 years old in 1998. Today, she and her dad were just trying to enjoy the moment, but they hope to celebrate something special tonight, a UK national championship. For them, that'll be a first.
Want to soak it all in and suck it all up. And I don't think it's going to be that long until it happens again, but want to enjoy number 8.
You're invited to welcome the Cats back to Lexington when they return to Bluegrass Airport tomorrow afternoon. Now, they're scheduled to arrive at 3 o'clock. If you're going to head out to meet them, go into the airport via the Airport Road entrance off Man o' War Boulevard. Just follow the signs from there to the complimentary parking area. Our True Blue coverage continues on LEX-18. We'll check in with our crews again in less than 15 minutes. And we'll be staying with you past the end of our newscast tonight to give you updates about the happenings in True Blue New Orleans and in Lexington after the game.
Now, meteorologist Lindsay Schwarzwaelder and your LEX-18 Storm Tracker forecast.
Well, it's been a very quiet night weather-wise across the Commonwealth. We had a couple thunderstorms roll well south and west of Lexington earlier this evening. Now those have since dissipated, and we are entirely dry right now on the Max Track Live Doppler. We'll stay that way through the remainder of the night. You can see, though, over True Blue New Orleans, plenty of rain showers, and it's very slow moving. Looks like we're going to get some action from down there later on in the newscast here. 58 right now here in Lexington, mid-60s still in Somerset, low 60s in London and Jackson. Off the Kentucky Mesonet, we're sitting at 50 in Cynthiana, 57 in McKee, and 61 in Barberville. Overnight, 54 for the low, a partly cloudy day. Thunderstorm chances, though, increasing as we head through your work week. Your Storm Tracker forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. And let's hope those showers in New Orleans don't spoil a True Blue celebration.
I don't think they're going to do anything.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. 54-40 Cats, about 9 minutes left to go in the game, and we're giving you a live look at downtown Lexington. That's the tin roof over there. Well, we've just lost our chopper shot. There we go, we got it back. Our sister station in Louisville, Wave 3, helping us with some aerials this evening and having a little trouble keeping that camera up. We'll try to get back to that, give you a better look at the fans assembling downtown to hopefully celebrate an 8th national championship. 6 minutes left to go in the national championship game. Cats up by a dozen, 56-44 with about 6 minutes left to go to title number 8. Well, the anticipation is mounting in downtown Lexington as we get closer and closer to the end of the 2012 NCAA national championship game. Here's a live look downtown now as police and firefighters get ready for the onslaught of rowdy True Blue fans expected to fill the streets, win or lose. LEX-18's Courtney Fischer is live on South Limestone with an update. Courtney?
Yeah, Kevin, I think it's no question out here. The Cats fans are confident. They are already celebrating. Just take a look behind me. Here's a live picture behind me on State Street. You can see those fireworks they're setting off. The crowd is growing right now. People emptying out of their houses onto the street. We do know at this point there have been 4 people taken to the hospital, that from Lexington firefighters. But overall, they say a pretty quiet crowd. Of course, everything can change in the next 10 minutes when things start to get a little crazier out here. We'll be out here for the next few hours to keep you updated. And for now, we'll send it over to Jennifer Hoff, who's just down the street from where I am over on Limestone. Jennifer?
Limestone and Maxwell, actually, Courtney, and right now you can't help but feel like it's the calm before the storm, a relatively controlled chaos out here. Lots of fans, but lots of police officers too. Take a look at this video. In fact, we've only seen one arrest tonight, although we don't know if there's been any more, if any at all, throughout the evening. Otherwise, the fans have stayed to the few popular bars and restaurants that line Limestone. Some fans even admitted to us that they were embarrassed by the couch burning and the car flipping that happened after Saturday's win. But all of this, like Courtney said, just might change in the next few minutes when the Cats win or lose and the fans react. And we'll be here in our special live report in the post game coming up. For now, we are covering the news live in Lexington from the LEX-18 mobile newsroom. Kevin, back to you.
Courtney Fischer and Jennifer Hoff getting ready for the celebrations downtown. Hey, you remember that bet Lexington Mayor Jim Gray and Louisville Mayor Greg Fischer made before Saturday's UK U of L matchup? The Cats lost. Mayor Gray would be decked out in Cardinal red tonight, but thankfully. Well, here's the end result of that friendly wager. Fischer is at tonight's big game in New Orleans, dressed in UK colors. True blue looking pretty good on him, don't you think? Emergency crews respond to a weekend plane crash to find the victim is one of their own. We'll take you to the scene in western Kentucky next on LEX-18 News at 11.
The 8th national championship for Kentucky is within reach, but as you can see, it will be earned. An 18-point first-half lead, now down to just 7. We are under 4 minutes to go in the game. Kansas slowly working away at that lead. With 4 minutes to go, they got it to within single digits for the first time since the opening minutes of the game. It appears the Cats will have to make a few more plays to lock up that national championship. Stay with LEX-18. We will have live coverage from New Orleans as soon as the game is over, plus crews around the city right now to keep you updated on what happens. Hopefully, it's a celebration. Meanwhile, the UK baseball team making some history today by earning the first #1 ranking in program history. Fresh off taking 2 of 3 at Georgia this weekend, the Cats are atop the collegiate baseball top 30 rankings. The Cats are 27-2 on the season and atop the SEC at 7-2 in conference. They return home to play Dayton on Wednesday and host a 3-game series with number 10 Ole Miss beginning Friday. Joker Phillips is trying to recruit long, lean, athletic players to UK. Sounds like a basketball coach's plan, but it makes more sense when you see guys like rising sophomore Alvin Bud Dupree. The half linebacker, half rush end was 6'4", 215 pounds when he stepped on campus. He's up to 250 pounds now. UK hopes after starting the final 3 games of last season, a bigger, badder Bud can wreak havoc on the quarterback.
Last year he was a little light and he tried to use his speed as a pass rusher. Now he's able to use some counter moves along with his speed. He can bull rush people, he can beat people off the edge, and he also still has enough athleticism to play out in coverage.
Well, Bud is like many of our guys. He's a hard-playing kid. He's a young talent. I think he's got a tremendous upside and a bright future. But he's a true freshman, so he's kind of got a learning curve of a true freshman. But we're pleased to have him on our team and look forward to continuing to develop him.
Josh Clemens is sporting the red jersey this spring. No contact for him as he continues to come back from a knee injury. The freshman was leading UK in rushing until tearing his meniscus against South Carolina last season. The goal was to be fully ready by August.
It's feeling pretty good. It was a little swollen, but it's going down a lot, and we're just taking it day by day. I'm pretty much just doing handoff drills and not doing any contact stuff, so no team or nothing like that. Things happen sometimes. I just try to keep my head up, heal, and do what I need to do off the field to get back and be with the team.
Former Lexington Catholic star Natalie Novosel can end her terrific collegiate career with a national championship when she helps lead Notre Dame against Baylor in the women's final tomorrow. Novosel kept the Irish alive last night with an overtime forcing putback in the final seconds against UConn. Notre Dame went on to win 83-75. Novosel scored a team-high 20 points. Last year, the Irish lost in the final, so emotionally, they have to put all the drama from last night behind them.
Being on the biggest stage, it's a, like mix of emotions, going from high to low and everything. So, coming down from last night's win, it just is an amazing win, but, we're still not done. We're right here where we were last year. We didn't get it done. So I think there's definitely a new attitude going into today's practice and just knowing what we have to do to get things done for tomorrow.
And some great news for Reds fans. Joey Votto himself confirming a report that Cincinnati is close to giving its MVP first baseman a monstrous contract extension. It will keep him a Red for a long time. Nothing official yet, but many expect the deal to lock Votto in for up to 8 to 10 years and be in the neighborhood of around $200 million. But, of course, you're wondering about Kentucky. right now.
Down to 5.
Lead down to 5, under 90 seconds. Cross him.
We'll be right back. You're looking at a live shot of downtown Lexington. True Blue fans getting ready to crank up what they hope is going to be a championship celebration. And it's getting close. These are some aerial pictures of downtown Lexington. Thousands of True Blue fans on hand tonight, as they were Saturday night. Let's hope things get celebrated a little more smoothly than they did on Saturday. Less than a minute to go in the game. Cats 63-57. And everybody's just kind of checking their pulse and taking their heart medicine at this point, even Brent Carney here. Quick weather word, would you, Lindsay, before we go?
We are looking at a quiet night tonight, 54 for the overnight low, a slight chance for a shower tomorrow, better chance Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay, please stay with us. You're watching LEX-18 News at 11. We'll check in with our True Blue crews in New Orleans and here in Lexington. It'll continue in just a few minutes, but first, Jay Leno. True Blue fans are out in full force tonight celebrating Kentucky's victory over Kansas in the NCAA championship game. The final, Cats 67, Kansas 59. Title number 8 is in the books. This is a live look from the sky over downtown Lexington, courtesy of Wave 3, our sister station in Louisville. Welcome to our extended True Blue coverage. I'm Kevin Christopher. Let's get right to what's happening in and around UK's campus tonight. Courtney Fischer joins us live from South Limestone, where, as you can imagine, True Blue fans are going crazy. Hey, Courtney.
Hey, Kevin, that's right. Yeah, it is official, and we knew the moment it happened. Number 8 is here. Just take a look behind me. You can see this is State Street, where they are shooting off fireworks. Hundreds of students just moments ago came pouring out into the streets. We see a lot of them snapping pictures. You see those bulbs going off. So many of them out there chanting C-A-T-S, cats, 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 the noise all the way down here. We are blocks away. We are over here on Limestone, across from this madness, and we can hear it out here. Those fireworks just started happening moments ago. We haven't seen any huge chaos for right now. They're just celebrating, but we do want to let you know that firefighters, about 150 police officers, all out here right now because they are worried, definitely. A lot of them saying they're just a little bit worried. You hear those fireworks right now. They want to make sure that everybody stays safe out here. The madness continues here on State Street. We're seeing several people empty out, coming from the bars over to the student area. For now, we'll send it over to Jennifer Hoff. She is also at the other end of Limestone near the bars. Jennifer, how's it looking near you?
Courtney, I have to say, this is unlike anything I have ever seen before. Right as that game ended, fans came out of corners that I didn't even know existed around this part of the neighborhood. Take a live look at Limestone right now and Maxwell. You can just see the throngs of fans out here celebrating. There are police out here in riot gear, but as of right now, it doesn't seem as if any of them are necessary, just a controlled chaos. People celebrating appropriately. There was some fireworks going off at this time, and just people still coming from everywhere, coming out of the bars, coming out of the restaurants, coming from around the corners. It was so surprising to see them coming from places that we hadn't seen them at all this evening. And up until this point, it's been a relatively controlled chaos. Very quiet, respectful celebrations all evening until now. And of course, fans have the right to celebrate. It's a 14-year moment in the making as the Wildcats take home their 8th championship. Right now, Kevin, we're going to send it back to you in the studio, and we'll have another update from Limestone in a bit. Kevin?
Absolutely electric on the streets of downtown Lexington tonight as the Cats celebrate national championship number 8. Well, of course, Lexington police and fire are taking a hard stance with rowdy revelers tonight if they do get out of hand. The fact is, the dangerous behavior we saw Saturday night on State Street will not be tolerated. Now, police say if anyone throws objects into a crowd, it's very possible they'll get charged with felony assault. Burn property, you face an arson charge. Officers are armed with cameras, too, recording actions and, oh yes, faces. And the consequences aren't just criminal. UK students, pay attention. We're told the university will be working with police, and if you break the law, you could face academic consequences. Bottom line, criminal behavior will not be tolerated.
So we don't want to hamper a celebration, a healthy environment where a celebration is occurring. But we're not going to let people be hurt, or we're not going to let significant property damage occur.
And now let's head back out to LEX-18's Courtney Fischer. She's live on Limestone as the True Blue fans crank up the celebration. Courtney?
Yeah, it's picking up out here, Kevin. I don't know if you can hear it all the way down here where we are. We're hearing car horns. The fireworks are going off. We just had another fire truck pull off. Again, safety is definitely important out here because if you look at this crowd, it is swelling by the moment. Hundreds of people now flooding State Street behind me. You can see officials all out here escorting, making sure that people are celebrating in a safe way. We saw, I don't know if you can see in the distance right now, but some of the street signs were waving. People were going crazy out there. Someone waving a number 8 flag. They are celebrating. They are excited. But again, officials out here to control the crowd, to make sure everyone is safe, as we've already had 4 people from earlier this night go to the hospital, all minor injuries, but they want to make sure that number stays low and that everyone stays safe. Those fireworks still going off. Imagine in a crowd like this, that's where they're setting them off. Definitely a concern for public officials out here this evening. But for now, we'll send it over to Jennifer Hoff. She is also very much in the thick of it at the other end of Limestone as everyone comes out of those bars and celebrates number 8. Jen?
Courtney, it's real tough to hear you over here. Fans celebrating like crazy. I've got one of them with me right now. What's your name?
Jonathan Williams.
Can you imagine this scene right now? What is this like as a UK student?
It's amazing. Number 8, I can't believe it. I'm so proud of the players and everyone here, and hopefully they don't get too crazy tonight.
I was saying it's been like a pretty controlled chaos up until this point. Can you describe sort of the evening to me and then what it was like when that buzzer went off?
Well, I was at the tin roof, and as soon as the buzzer went off, they started celebrating like crazy. It's unbelievable, and these fans are crazy.
Do you remember back in '98 at all?
No, I don't remember a whole lot about '98, but I'd say this tops '98 for sure.
This is a new generation of people celebrating this moment in the making, 14 years in the making, number 8 in the bag. Thank you so much for sharing a perspective from the fans. And as you can see, they're going to be out here celebrating for a while. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Jennifer and Courtney downtown tonight on a night that neither of them will ever forget either, that's for sure. All right, the game is over. So when do the Cats come back to Lexington? Well, UK officials say the team will be arriving back in town at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. True Blue fans are encouraged to greet the team when they arrive, but here's what you need to know if you plan to do that. Enter Bluegrass Airport via Airport Road, that's from Man of War, not the airport's main entrance. Then just follow the signs to the complimentary basketball fan parking. Now, if you need to see any of this information again, we have it up on our website right now, LEX18.com. And we can also tell you that the season celebration of UK men's basketball for 2011-2012 begins tomorrow afternoon. Again, the team arrives at the airport at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. That celebration at Rupp Arena, and we will be there covering that live for you. In the LEX18 Facebook question of the day, we're asking, which UK team do you think is the best? The 96 or 98 championship teams or this year's Wildcats? We want to hear from you. Just log on to the LEX18 Facebook page and share your thoughts. Now, you may remember that Lexington Mayor Jim Gray and Louisville's Mayor Greg Fischer made a little bet before Saturday's UK U of L matchup. Well, if the Cats lost, Mayor Gray would deck out in cardinal red, but thankfully that didn't happen. So here's the end result of that friendly wager. Fischer is at tonight's big game in New Orleans, dressed in UK colors. True Blue looks pretty good on him, don't you think? All right, here's another live look from Lexington where the celebrations are in full swing. Let's go back to LEX18's Courtney Fischer.
Hey, Kevin, I'm not sure what you said because it is so loud behind me right now, but people are very excited to be here. Did you ever think that this was going to happen tonight? How excited are you?
Oh, I so knew. I could could predict it.
What's it like downtown, out there? Give people an
crazy.
idea. How crazy?
Oh, it's amazing. There's so many people.
What is it look like down there? I saw you guys coming from Limestone.
There's people everywhere. I can't describe it. There's people everywhere right now.
Is this your first championship to celebrate? You probably don't remember 1998.
Since I was like 8 years old.
Yeah. And how does it feel tonight?
It's awesome. People rushing out of houses. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Can we get a good Cats cheer from you guys, please?
C-A-T-S, Cats!
Excellent. Thank you, guys. That is what we're seeing everywhere down here. People filling the streets out here behind me. State Street, as you can see, they are on their way to go to the celebration. We won't keep you any longer. Thanks, guys, so much. And we'll send it over to Jennifer Hoff.
Thank you. Celebration still continuing here at Maxwell and Limestone. And I just wanted to bring in an interesting perspective for you. What's your name?
Kathy.
Kathy, they're from Chicago and came here randomly to do the distillery tour. From an outsider's perspective, what is this like?
It's crazy. We didn't expect this much chaos. We like it though.
You had asked, are they really going to storm the streets? Is it really going to be crazy? Well, here's your proof.
It is crazy now. We didn't think it would be so crazy as Chicago. And it is not as crazy as Chicago, but it's still crazy.
Did it turn you into a Kentucky fan, at least for the evening?
For the evening, yes.
All right, thank you. Enjoy your time here. There you go. Even people who aren't even from Kentucky turning into fans at this moment. That's been a long time coming for these people, and I'm sure they're going to be out here for a long time celebrating. Kevin?
Yeah, they've waited 14 years for this one, and crazy seems to be the operative word downtown this evening. Look at that crowd. Again, you're looking at some live pictures provided by our sister station in Louisville, Wave 3, as thousands of people are out tonight celebrating the Cats' 67-59 NCAA title game win over the Kansas Jayhawks. The two winningest programs of all time hooking up for the first time in this historic title game tonight. Cats raced out to an 18-point lead early in the game and then watched Kansas chip away at it as they have all tournament long, but finally prevailing again the final 67-59. More live reports about the celebrations. We'll have reaction from True Blue New Orleans and a breakdown of the game when our extended coverage of UK's historic win over Kansas in tonight's NCAA championship game continues. We'll be back.
LEX-18 News, coverage you can count on.
Back to the big story developing in downtown Lexington tonight. In fact, those pictures are clear evidence that this is the biggest sports story in this city in 14 years. True Blue fans out in full force tonight celebrating Kentucky's victory over Kansas in the NCAA championship game. This is a live look from the sky, courtesy of Wave TV, our sister station over there in Louisville, as tens of thousands of fans just poured out of bars and homes and businesses in downtown Lexington, State Street and Lime to Maxwell and Lime, and the tin roof, where once again they had a jumbotron up on the roof as hundreds of fans packed into every single conceivable viewing area in downtown Lexington tonight to witness this historic victory and the University of Kentucky basketball team's 8th national championship. Now, in light of what's happening on campus right now, earlier today, UK President Eli Capilouto released a statement regarding tonight's post-game celebrations. And that statement reads in part, "Celebrations of our team's achievement is important, but when our actions endanger the lives of students, neighbors, law enforcement, and safety officials, we've crossed a critical line. Illegal behavior that jeopardizes the safety and well-being of others will not be tolerated, and those who cross that line will be dealt with to the fullest extent of the law and, where applicable, the Code of Student Conduct." So with Eli Capilouto's warning in mind, we want to send it back out to Courtney Fischer, who joins us live from South Limestone and State Street as True Blue fans continue their celebration. Looks like mostly celebrating, and everybody appears to be behaving at this point.
Yeah, Kevin, I can barely hear you in the last 20 minutes. Things have really picked up here. Limestone right behind me. The cars, the fans honking, people leaning out their windows just to scream their excitement over victory number 8. Right behind me, you can see State Street as fans are making their way over from the other end of Limestone to where we have LEX-18's Jennifer Hoff. All the way down Limestone they're walking to get to State Street behind me to celebrate with a lot of those young fans, those UK classmates of theirs, and it is crazy. You can hear the fireworks in the sky above me, and further down the street, that is a few blocks away, but you can see hundreds of students swelling into the street. Just a few minutes ago, we're just talking a couple hundred kids were out here, and now it's unbelievable. The barriers are up, police, firefighters, all on standby. So far, we haven't heard of any major situations. 4 people have gone to the hospital earlier in the night, but so far it has stayed safe and has stayed not quiet for the most part, but definitely controlled at this point. I don't know what it's looking like over near Jennifer Hoff. I know there's still so many fans on that end of Limestone. Jennifer, how are things?
Yeah, what are we going on, 20 minutes now? And it's absolutely crazy out here. I've never experienced anything like this before. Mike, if you could go ahead and have him take just a live look at Limestone there. We're near Maxwell. This was a relatively quiet, sort of controlled chaos, I guess if you want to call it, all throughout the evening as the game was going on. There were huge jumbotrons down at the tin roof area, and fans just sort of made their way down Limestone towards Two Keys. And when that buzzer went off, man, those fans, they came out of every nook and cranny around this corner and came out of every restaurant and every bar around here. They're cracking me up out here. High fives, screaming, yelling. It's all appropriate celebrations as far as that we can tell up here on our ledge. The police are out here in riot gear, but we haven't seen them detaining anyone or anything. And throughout the evening, we've just seen one arrest. We don't know if there have been more, if any. So just a fun time out here right now as people continue to celebrate. And again, like I said, appropriate celebrations out here on Limestone, and we'll continue to be out here monitoring whether or not that changes, Kevin, throughout the rest of the evening here. Back to
you. That's the scene in Lexington at the moment, celebrating with class. That's the way we like it. Now, down in True Blue, New Orleans, the party's just getting started. Nancy Cox and Nicole Pence continue our True Blue coverage tonight from the Big Easy as the Wildcat fans down there are going crazy too.
It's rainy, it's stormy, and True Blue fans could not be happier right now.
We have our 8th national championship. You just came out of the Superdome. What did you think about the game?
Loved it. Don't worry. Glad I came down there. We got lucky. Got lucky and found tickets. We didn't even have to buy the tickets. We found them.
What was it like being in there for the 8th national championship?
Words can't say. Words can't say.
I think you're about to tear up.
Yeah. I'm glad.
It's that special, isn't it?
Yes. Like I said, we got lucky and found tickets. We didn't buy them.
What do you think about this team that makes them so fantastic?
They're a team, not individuals. All about team. They're just a team.
Kentucky's got it. They do. Undisputed. That's right. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Well, True Blue fans were fantastic inside the Superdome tonight. They must have outnumbered the Kansas fans 3-1. They were a little bit stunned, a little bit shocked at first when Kansas scored first, but once we went up and took the lead, the place erupted into chants of "Go Big Blue."
And at some points when Kansas started to get back on their feet, Kentucky fans got up on their feet because they wanted to show the Wildcats on the floor that, hey, we got this. Even if you're stumbling a little bit, we're right behind you, and we know that you're going to get that 8th national championship, and they did.
They did, and what the fans said about this being a true team is so true. Anthony Davis did not have the best offensive night of his career, but he came through with blocking shots, incredible rebounding, and others picked up the slack. Deron Lamb with 2 key 3-pointers down the stretch when Kansas was trying to cut it down close, and the Cats were awesome as a team. We couldn't be more proud of them.
We are so proud of them. We're so excited to be here in True Blue, New Orleans, and it actually is True Blue, New Orleans. This is fantastic. We love our UK Wildcats.
Back to you.
Hey, you want to see another example of True Blue New Orleans? There it is. That is the Superdome lit up in celebration of big True Blue UK banner surrounding the dome tonight as the Kentucky Wildcats are your national champions for the 8th time, 67-59 winners tonight over the University of Kansas. Now, as the situation in Lexington unfolds tonight, police are still working to track down a lot of the people responsible for the mayhem that happened downtown Saturday night. And officers say there are plenty of them. Some of those people were caught on camera, and police hope you can help identify them. The crimes these people are accused of committing include everything from knocking over a stop sign to pouring lighter fluid onto the car that was seen burning on State Street. And some of them are even believed to have shot fireworks into crowds at Euclid and Woodland.
But in the days and weeks to come, we'll be following up with investigations. We have very good video, very good photos that will no doubtably lead us to make further arrests in the days to come.
You can get a better look at the pictures of these people on our website, LEX18.com. If that identification leads to an arrest, you are eligible for a $25 reward. Let's go back downtown now, live to Courtney Fischer, State and Limestone, where the crowd just keeps getting bigger. Courtney?
Yeah, that's right, Kevin, and the traffic on Limestone is really starting to slow down. You're seeing a lot of this, people leaning out their windows behind me. Just take a look at all of the people who are making their way down from the bars at the other end of Limestone. I don't know if you can see across the street, but that crowd is thick. We have got hundreds of people now making their way over to where the majority of students are here on State Street. In the beginning, earlier, a few hours ago, that crowd was at the other end of State. Now it's made its way towards the front. We're talking hundreds of people here who have rushed out of their houses just to celebrate with all of the other fans, the fireworks that are going off, the shouting, the screaming. It is very clear right now that this city is the home of the championship team tonight. It is unbelievable out here. Kevin, you only wish you could be out here. Not in that studio, I'm sure. For now, though, we'll send it back to you.
Yeah, it would be good to be right in the thick of that. And once again, you're looking at all those fans downtown. This Maxwell and Limestone downtown, where again, thousands of people are joining this celebration that is really in high gear after UK's win over Kansas tonight. More live reports about those celebrations all over town and in True Blue New Orleans when we come right back. Welcome back to our special True Blue extended coverage after the Kentucky Wildcats beat the Kansas Jayhawks tonight 67-59 to win their 8th NCAA championship. Let's head back downtown now and join Jennifer Hoff, who is at Maxwell and Limestone, where the party's in full swing. Jen?
Yeah, full swing is putting it lightly, Kevin. It's been crazy down here. My point exactly. We've got a couple of fans here who have been taking part in all of this. Tell me what it was like earlier in the afternoon up until that buzzer went off. What was that moment like?
I don't even know where to start, honestly. I mean, it was just like the most amazing experience. I graduated last year, so I had to come back as an alumni, and just I could not be anywhere else but Lexington to experience this game.
How about from Saturday night to tonight, a big difference in the type of celebrations going on?
Oh my gosh, totally. I couldn't even be in the state of Kentucky to watch the UK U of L game, so I was devastated. So there was absolutely nowhere else I could be today. Nowhere else.
A controlled chaos down here, very appropriate celebrations going on, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I know things happened and people, some people don't make the best decisions, but the fans mean well. Everyone loves the sport, loves Kentucky, loves UK, so all fun and games.
Big win tonight. Long time in the making for you guys.
Absolutely.
Oh, congratulations. Thanks for sharing it, all of that with us. Kevin, a lot of people out here celebrating tonight, and it's still going strong out here.
Go Cats! Woo! Yes, sir! Number one! Woo!
Just a small example of what's going on out here, Kevin. We'll send it back to you for now.
And that love affair with their Wildcats continues down in True Blue New Orleans. Let's go back to Nancy Cox and Nicole Pence in the Big Easy.
Number 8, True Blue fans have been waiting for it, guys. How's it feel? It was fun. We had a good time. We've enjoyed New Orleans. It's been a lot of fun. Were you ever worried there when it got close, when they cut it to about 9? No, never. No, not at all. How about you? How did it feel?
I just wish they could have beat them about 15 or 20 points, but Kentucky's our second home. Mississippi State's our real home. But we live in Kentucky 11 years.
We're just glad for the SEC.
We're glad for the SEC to come on top.
Number 8
number 1
feels
football,
good.
number 1 basketball. Hope it's going to be number 1 baseball.
There we go. Kentucky Wildcats are national champions.
Celebrating. Pretty amazing stuff. Kevin, we'll send it back to you for now.
What a way to go out. Thanks, Courtney. Well, as we mentioned earlier, Lexington police made dozens of arrests stemming from Saturday night's chaos on State Street and the surrounding areas downtown. But officers say there are plenty of others who were involved, and some of those people were caught on camera, and police hope you can help identify them. Now, the crimes these people are accused of committing include everything from knocking over a stop sign to pouring lighter fluid onto the car that was seen burning on State Street. Some of them are even believed to have shot fireworks into crowds at Euclid and Woodland.
But in the days and weeks to come, we'll be following up with investigations. We have very good video, very good photos that will no doubtably lead us to make further arrests in the days to come.
Now, you can get a better look at the pictures of these people on our website, LEX18.com, and if that identification leads to an arrest, you'll be eligible for a $25 reward. In our LEX18 Facebook question of the day, we're asking this: which UK team do you think is the best? The 96 or 98 championship teams or this year's Wildcats? Here are some of your responses. Elizabeth Brown Shook says, I think it's really close between this team and the 96 team, but I'm going to go with this year's team because I think they're just more physical. And Kelly Thompson Kurtzinger posts, I think this team. You can tell they're so close and care not only about playing their best, but they care about each other. We're back after this.
LEX18 News, coverage you can count on.
Welcome back, everybody, to our extended True Blue coverage. The Cats' national championship victory over the Kansas Jayhawks. 67-59, the final. Much more about the game with our Brent Carney coming up in just a second. But first, we want to show you some scenes from the streets of Lexington. Let's go back to Courtney Fischer, who is live on South Limestone and has more about what's happening there. Courtney?
Yeah, Kevin, we have seen no sign of these fans letting up. It is getting crazier by the minute. Hundreds and hundreds of people out here behind me. I'll just show you what I'm talking about. Huge amounts of fans, students making their way down from the other end of Limestone all the way down to where I'm standing here at the corner of State and Limestone. A few hours ago when we were just talking to you, that crowd was all the way back, blocks away, and you can see it is now spilling out onto Limestone near those police barriers. Still a very big police presence out here. As you can see, this traffic is getting very thick. People leaning out their car windows. We're seeing fireworks being set off in these huge crowds. They're not messing around. They are so excited right now. You can probably barely hear me above all that screaming and all of the fans who are making their way out to this big, huge mass here on State Street. Pretty amazing to be a Wildcat fan right now, that's for sure. I haven't seen anything like this, exactly like what Jennifer Hoff was saying. So for now, we'll send it on over to her. Again, she is at the other end of Limestone from where I'm standing. Jen, still crazy over there, I can imagine, right?
Oh, definitely. There's so many young folks out here celebrating tonight, but we really wanted to get a sense of what it was like for some of the, not older fans, but the more experienced ones, we decided. Some of those people here who were here back in 1998, and that would be this lovely lady here. What's your name?
Adria Larac.
What is the biggest difference that you've seen from 1998 to tonight?
Well, besides the insanity on State Street back on Saturday night, I think that this year this has been a little more calm. Everybody seems a little more well-behaved. They're having a good time, but yet they're not being too destructive. I know in 98, down on Woodland and Euclid, they were just tearing down the signs, and I can remember glass crunching beneath my feet just walking through the intersection, and it doesn't seem like that here at all. So
you had said you were out watching the game at a house and just had to come down here to experience this. Explain that need to do that.
Well, those of us that were at the house, there's just such an energy down here. We watched on Saturday night at the Kentucky Theater, and there's just so much energy and so much community, really. You know, it's like all day today, everyone around town has had blue and white on, and it's just nice to be down here celebrating, even with the college community, you know.
A real sense of pride, even though you're a little older. Yeah. A real sense of pride to be a Wildcat fan and live in Kentucky right now.
Definitely.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, Kevin, there you have it. You've heard from the younger generations, the older generations, everyone here being able to experience that moment of celebrating a championship. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Jennifer, thanks. This is a live look above the scene in downtown Lexington, courtesy of our sister station in Louisville. Their chopper's up tonight shooting this for us, Wave 3. And boy, you can just see the bedlam on the streets down there. But as Courtney Fischer and Jennifer Hoff have told us time and time again, this is a classy celebration, not like the one Saturday night where things got a little more than just out of hand. So tonight, whether it be just the fans deciding to behave appropriately and celebrate in style, or if perhaps the increased police presence also is helping, this has been a celebration so far that the city of Lexington and True Blue fans everywhere can be very proud of. So the Cats have done it. UK has their 8th national title in the bag, and they did it against the country's 2nd winningest program, the Kansas Jayhawks. Brent Carney's here now to break down the game. Hey, Brent.
Hey, Kevin, awfully exciting stuff. Kentucky answers every question asked of them today, and now this team will have to start being discussed for those other questions. Are they the greatest Kentucky team ever? Where are they as far as college basketball's greatest teams? All questions we can now ask. Here are the highlights. Here's how they did it. Marcus Teague, boy, he picked a good night to have a great game. He scores early, then off the miss. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist puts Kentucky up 11-7. Kansas comes back the other way. Get that out of there. Anthony Davis had 6 blocks, and you can see it was a track meet. Lamb was aggressive from the get-go. He's attacking, a great finish. Kentucky looked great right off the start. Terrence Jones, you were hoping for the aggressive Terrence Jones. You got the aggressive Terrence Jones, 15-9. Jones did most of his damage early. He had a tough check with Thomas Robinson, the Kansas All-American, another monstrous game, makes it 19-14. But Jones showed, he can play the part of an All-American too. Goes right at T-Rob here. Robinson afraid to pick up his second. Jones makes him pay. Kentucky up 21-14. Then check out Teague. No one really guarding him, so first a twisted layup, then again, still wide open, shooting it with confidence and making him pay. Kentucky up 31-19, and you were starting to wonder, is Kansas on the ropes? Deron Lamb, well, he was on fire all day. Well, that was Darius Miller. Here comes Lamb. This 2-ball will put Kentucky up by 18 before halftime. But with about 2 minutes to go in the first half and slowly into the second half, Kansas would work away at that big lead. Tyshawn Taylor had a nice game. It was down to 14 when they took a break at half, 41-27. But Kentucky would keep plugging. All this with Anthony Davis only making 1 field goal. There's a miss, but he pokes it away, gets it to TJ for the dunk. Kentucky up 16. Robinson doing work for Kansas. He cuts it to 10. Thomas Robinson's a heck of a player. But Deron Lamb, with possibly the biggest half a minute of this season for Kentucky. 1 3 puts Kentucky up 13, and the next trip down the court, a second 3 puts Kentucky up 16. That was when Kansas had all the momentum in this game. Huge, huge shots by Lamb. He had 22 points. Finally, Anthony Davis, his only field goal of the game, but that is in no way to suggest that he had a bad game. He had a terrific game, affected it a ton of different ways, but Kansas would not go away. More Taylor, again the lead cut down to 10. But another big shot from Marcus Teague. Kentucky was up 7 at that point. At the end of the shot clock again, Kansas daring him to shoot, and he does it. But Elijah Johnson, the very next possession, answers for Kansas. Kansas would not go away, but check out this defensive play from Davis. This sums up his night. Causes Taylor to travel, alters the shot, so Kentucky has to go to the line and take care of it, and that's exactly what they do. Lamb ices it. The celebration is on. The 8th national championship for Kentucky, 67-59. Throw the confetti, give some hugs, and you love that. Joe B. Hall, emotions running strong. We heard Jennifer Hoff say it was a big win for generations of True Blue fans. Well, you see there, generations of Kentucky players hugging and celebrating national championship number 8. Pretty awesome stuff. Kentucky will take to the podium and discuss this as they cut down the nets and move to the microphone and meet with the media. When they do, we will let you hear from them. For now, Kevin, back to you.
All right, Brent, thanks. And just as a quick note on what you just said there, right now the Kansas Jayhawks are in their post-game news conference. And when Kentucky steps up for theirs, we will show you that in its entirety. But we want to show you this right now. This is the Superdome in New Orleans tonight, where something very special happened, not only for the Kentucky Wildcats and their legion of true blue fans, but for Kentucky's own Darius Miller, a senior. Tonight, he played his 152nd game as a Cat. That's the most ever by any player who's ever worn that uniform. He was a state champion as a high schooler, and now he's a national champion in his final collegiate game. What a night for all of the Kentucky Wildcats, and a really special night for Darius Miller. Let's take you back downtown now and go live to Jennifer Hoff. Jen?
Kevin, we're on Limestone and Maxwell, and just real quick, I had to bring this guy to you. I think I found the truest blue fan of all. Literally.
Right. Go Big Blue. I'm losing my voice, but I like UK, and I bleed blue.
How long did it take you to put all your makeup on?
Tonight, probably an hour and a half.
Are you sweating it off? Is it stayed on all night?
Stayed on pretty good. Friends, I started it 4 weeks ago, and I had to keep it up.
Oh.
And that's why we've been winning.
All because of your blue paint.
My blue paint. I love it. I love it.
You are a true blue fan in the best sense.
Yes.
What's your name, sir?
Clay Harris.
All right, Clarence. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
sharing
all.
that with us. Have fun tonight.
All right, you too.
There you have it, true blue fans celebrating on the streets tonight, and we'll have more. We will have more from Limestone coming up. We'll be right back.
We're going to take you live to True Blue New Orleans now, where Coach Cal and the UK players are getting set for their post-game news conference.
Davis goes 1 for 10, and you all say he was the biggest factor in the game. He was 1 for 10. When I asked these guys a month ago, what do you do to help us win when you're not making baskets? You have an idea what he does.
Question down front, third row.
Coach, Noah Kozlov's in the sport. Is it time to admit that this actually means something to you?
You know what it is? I told my wife, I'm glad it's done. Now I can get about my business of coaching basketball and getting these players to be the best that they can be and helping young people, create better lives for themselves and their families, and also help them prepare for life after basketball. I can get on with that. Now I don't have to hear the drama. I just coach now. I don't have to worry. If you want to know the truth, it's almost like done. Let me move on.
Two questions over here on the right-hand side.
Coach, you are a competitor, though, and you play to win, so there has to be some joy in a championship after as long as you've been at it.
Listen, this team deserves all the accolades that they've been getting. And what I wanted them to show today is that we were not just a talented team, we were a defensive team, and we were a team that shared the ball. I wanted everybody to see it because, it became, well, they're just more talented than everybody. Well, we were the best team. This season, we were the best team, most efficient team. We shared the ball. It's just, I wanted that. I told them that, I wanted this to be one for the ages. Go out there and show everyone what kind of team you were. Even though we were young, it doesn't matter how young you are. It's how you play together.
One more question on the right.
For Michael, Pat 40 from Yahoo Sports, over to your right. On the play when they went the backdoor pass to Tyshawn Taylor and you recovered and managed to block the shot, could you take us through that play, please?
Yeah, I got beat on the back door. I apologize, Coach. But
it's okay, Michael.
but I just blocked the shot, so that's it.
Down front here toward the left.
This is for Anthony Davis, Mark James, 610, The Fan, WFNZ in Charlotte. Everybody in Charlotte and throughout the great state of North Carolina would like to know if you're considering coming out in the NBA draft.
I haven't decided. Coach Cal said we have to April 29th to decide. So I'm just gonna wait till then. Sit down, talk with my coach and my family, and see what the best decision is for me.
Down front here, first row.
Dana O'Neill with ESPN.com. John, 2 questions, if I may. One, you know what this means to people in Kentucky. So what does it mean for you personally just to be the conduit to that? And secondly, if I may, you, as a team, you've argued about the one and done thing all along. Does this validate that this can work?
No, I don't think it's a good rule. I hope we change it before this week's out so these guys all have to come back. But it is a rule. It's not my rule. It's a rule we have to deal with. Let me go back to your first question. The fans, the Big Blue Nation, all the people of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, we did this for them too. We know what it means to them. We know 5,000 of them camp out for our first practice, and we go around and meet them all. Everywhere we go on the road, our buildings are packed with blue. I mean, tonight's building had to be 70% our fans. So we want to do it for them. But more importantly, what a lesson for these young people that if you share, you give up some of yourself for everyone around you. If you care more about the teammates than yourself, it's amazing what you can accomplish. And it doesn't matter your age. That's the lesson in this. Everybody wants to go back that they're all 19 and 18 years old. Yeah, they are. But they're special young people who really decided that we're going to do this together. When you say Michael Gilchrist and Anthony Davis take the 5th and 4th most shots on our team, that's saying something. I wanted them to feel this, to understand the rest of their life. It's about servant leadership. It's about teaching all these guys how to lead. It wasn't just one guy. I wanted them all to learn how to lead.
Question toward the back.
Coach Meyer Metcalf with ESPN.com. You talked about Davis struggling offensively but still impacting the game. Can you expound on that, especially with his shot blocking and just altering shots?
Well, that and he rebounded. I mean, he had 16 rebounds. At halftime, I knew he didn't have a point, and before he left the building or the gym, the locker room, I said, listen to me. Don't you now go out there and try to score. If you have opportunities, score the ball. If you don't worry about it. You were the best player in the building, so don't worry. And so he went out and shot, I think, the first 3 balls. But again, you know, yeah, you were open. I know why you were open. You were 1 for 10. They were leaving you open. He had 6 blocks and 16 assists, or 16 rebounds and 5 assists. And I've asked, again, 2 weeks, what was it, about a month ago, I looked at them all and I said, tell me what you do to help us win when you're not scoring balls. That's what I want to know. And you saw it today with him.
Front row here toward the left.
Matt Jones, Kentucky Sports Radio. This 2 questions. Darius, when you were a freshman and the program was where it was, did you think your senior year you'd be wearing a net like this? What?
No. not my freshman year.
So that changed. How meaningful is that for you to go from where it was as a freshman to now?
It's totally different. My freshman year was in the NIT. All y'all know that. And for it to change so fast, I mean, it's amazing. I'm blessed, honored to be a part of something like this, especially with these guys.
And then Anthony and Michael, when the buzzer sounded and you knew you had won, I saw you both sort of screaming and hugging. What was going through your mind at that moment?
You know, Michael got up real early this morning, just screaming, playing music, said we finally here and all this. And like, Michael, would you be quiet? So it was just a joy, just win a national championship, especially as freshmen and with this team that we have. We had a great team. We all go out there, play hard, defend, and when the buzzer went off and we had more points, but Canada's a great team, great ball club, defend and play hard. So. It was just a great moment.
Michael?
I was just very happy for all of us. I mean, this is a young team and stuff like that, so I was happy for all of us.
Second row here on the right-hand section.
Coach, this has been your life. You've devoted thousands and thousands of hours to this. You've been happy with your accomplishments before, getting players to be successful after their careers. You've come close. With everything you've gone through, putting your life through this, you've reached the culmination. Can you maybe take a look at your inner self right now? What is going on when the buzzer went off now? What goes on through your heart and mind right now, inside?
guys, I feel the same as I did before the game. I don't feel any different. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm here for these young people, and they know that. You know, I would hope they tell you they play hard because they know they trust me. And what I'm telling them, no, it's in their best interest. And so I don't feel any different. I'm not going to feel any different in the morning. I'm going to go to Mass in the morning. I'm going to be the same guy. I am. I mean, I'm telling you, it's over now, and I can get about my business of coaching young people and not have the drama of all the other stuff. I'm really tired, to be honest with you. So, like, I'm hoping you guys stop asking questions so I can go back to the hotel. But I'm just being, I wasn't emotional. This is about them. It's not about me.
A couple of questions further to the back.
Fellas, first and foremost, Adam Rapp, Sports Rap Live, swag. Once again, congratulations on the championship. Take us through that moment when Kansas made that last run. You guys huddled up there. I saw you guys kind of huddle up. What was going through your minds, and what were you saying to each other in the huddle?
Duran. Say it, Duran.
Duran, go ahead.
We huddled up, and at that moment, we just wanted to get stops. We just told ourselves we got to get stops to win games. And at the end of the game, we got stops. And Mark hit a big three and made 2 foul shots, and I made 2 foul shots, and that was the game.
Terrence?
That was pretty much it. I mean, we just huddled up and said we wanted to get stops and that this was the time to do it. And we got them, and we just executed on offense. And Marcus made a big 3 and 2 free throws.
Toward the post.
From AP, this is for the players. I know that this was just another game, but now that you're national champions after having won just another game, can you give us an idea what it's like to be national champs?
Darius, can you take that, please?
I can't really explain it or put it into words. I mean, all the hard work that we put in this year and the sacrifices that people have made on this team, it means a lot, especially with these guys. We've grown as brothers, and we've had a lot of fun with this. So, I mean, I can't really put it into words how it feels.
Let's go toward the left-hand aisle on the aisle.
Dan Moriarty, CNN. This is for Duran. If you could tell us just what this win means for you and your parents who helped you learn the game of basketball at a young age.
Well, it means a lot to me. I worked hard to get here. Coach Cal told me I'm going to have a big game today. I had a great shoot around, and I made a lot of shots today. I want my team to win.
Another question on the aisle to the left.
Yeah, Terrence, you were holding onto the trophy out on the floor and saying, I'm not going to let it go. Who got you to let it go, and what was that feeling? What was that experience like?
I mean, it was great. I just had to let it go because I had to get up to my mom and my family, and it would have took too long to get up there holding that big trophy.
A couple questions over here to the extreme right.
Coach Rowan Cavner, Times-Picayune. Can you just talk about how big those 2 threes were by Lamb with 10 minutes left? And Duran, I mean, how does it feel to end the season, the leading scorer in the NCAA championship?
Well, I at the shoot-around, when I watched him, I said he'd get 30 tonight, didn't I? So I'm a little disappointed he only got 22. But he had 25? I thought he said 22. I said 25? Okay, I exaggerated there. I said 25. But he is as good a guard when his motor is moving as any guard in the country. He can play multiple positions. He shoots it. He makes free throws. He's good with the ball. He's crafty. His shoot-around today, I knew he'd have a big game. I knew it.
Another question in the right-hand section.
Wait a minute. Duran, why don't you answer that? How's it feel, Duran?
Just like
Should I
Coach
run this
said,
too?
just like Coach said, I had a great shoot-around. He told me I have 25 today, but I had 22, and it feels great. My sophomore year, went to the championship. My freshman year, went to the Final Four, so you can't get no better than that.
Nancy.
Nancy Armour with the Associated Press. This is for Anthony. Over here. Over here? Yeah. So you're right.
We're right.
Sorry. 2 questions. First, when you have a night like tonight where the shot's not falling, is it hard to not press? I mean, is it hard to kind of not take a back seat, but to just do the work on defense? And then if this was your last game as a college player, is this about the most perfect way you could go out?
To answer your first question, it's not hard to take a back seat, especially when you're playing with a great group of guys. All these guys can play. So I knew I was struggling, so I told them, I'm just going to defend and rebound. And y'all make all the points. So that's what they did tonight. To answer your second question, it's a great way, but I'm just going to, like I said before, I'm going to wait till April 29th and decide, what I'm going to do then. Sit down with coach and my family and see what's the best decision for me.
Toward the back on the aisle.
Mary Jo Perino, WLEX. This is for Terrence. You had a decision to make last year, right around this time, and you decided to come back basically for this game. Can you talk about how rewarding it is to have come back and done this?
Yeah, just having that meeting with Coach and just talking about coming back to try to win and get myself better, and just rewarding him and this whole team with having a successful season that we had is just a great way to finish.
Out here in the middle, about 6 rows back.
John, these guys might be too young to appreciate it, but you keep talking about how happy you are for them. Somewhere down the road when they bring their kids and their grandchildren and there's a banner hanging up there and they get to say they're a part of that, is that part
And they'll have a big picture in the craft center of their national championship team. That'll be there. They can walk them up and show them, this was me. I was skinny then, I know, but that's who I am. That's what I look like. And it's going to be, it's for the ages now. It's the 8th national title.
Front row here, right-hand side.
Question for Cal and for maybe Darius as well. Not sure what all the criteria or requirements are for it, but do you think that just based off this one year that Anthony deserves to have his jersey retired?
I'd like to retire all their jerseys. I mean, what they did this year, I think, is 38 wins the most ever? I think it was, we did 38 in 2008. I think that's the most ever. They've done that. So this team has done a lot of stuff. I mean, this is,
Another question, second row on the right.
Kenny Rhoda, ESPN Cleveland. For Terrence and Duran, what's it mean for you guys to give Coach Cal his first national championship? He's kind of downplayed it and everything like that, but what's it mean for you guys to be a part of that and get that so-called monkey off his back?
Terrence?
I mean, for us as players that play for him, it means a lot just because he gives us so much credit anytime we win, and he'll take all fault if anything goes wrong. I mean, just to win for him is just something special, and what we play so hard for is to just play for him.
Duran?
Me a lot for Coach Cal. He worked hard to get here. He been here his 3rd year in Kentucky, and he finally won. I'm so happy to win it for him. So.
Far left-hand side on the aisle.
Ben Osborne, Slam Magazine. This is for Terrence and Duran. Guys, Coach talks a lot about how unselfish all of you are. Where does that come from? What is that like for you guys that came back and then had these great freshmen join the team? Is it hard to share the spotlight, to share the ball? And if not, where does it come from to be able to do that so well?
Terrence?
It just comes from us just getting along and liking each other so much, and just being friends and brothers off the court just makes it easier on the court. And we just built chemistry all over the summer that just made us play real well together, and we just got along, and no one cared who got the accolades as long as we had the main goal was to get into this point and winning, and that's just what we focused on.
Duran?
Just like Terrence said, I don't care who get the spotlight really. I as well go out there and play hard and try to win games, and we won the whole championship, so I'm so happy for my teammates.
Let's get one here in the right-hand section on the aisle.
Coach, before the game, I had an opportunity to speak with your in-laws, and they're very proud of you, all that you've accomplished. And they spoke about when they first met you, when you were a graduate assistant at Kansas. Can you talk a little bit about what you feel, how far your career has progressed from the days when you were a graduate assistant back in '82, '83, and now having won a national championship, the pinnacle of college basketball?
A friend of mine called me today from Massachusetts, Kenny Ford, and he said, I met you in whenever it was, and the greatest compliment he paid me is you're the same guy now as you were back then. So I hope my friends in Kansas, who we work together and I live there, say he's the same guy. I haven't changed. I mean, my friends in In Memphis, I don't know. It's hard to look back. Right now, I'm going to have 2 days, and then I got to go out recruiting Friday. So if you're telling me to look back, I'm just looking forward. Let's keep marching. Nope, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but.
2 more questions, one toward the back.
Dick Gabriel, Big Blue Insider. This is for Darius. Darius, I believe you and Daryl Griffith now are the only players to win Mr. Basketball, a state title, and an NCAA title, and you're the first and only Kentucky player to do it. Just your thoughts on that. And then being from Maysville,
That's
a
great.
big UK area, what do you think this means to UK fans back home?
I know it means a lot to them. Like you said, they're huge UK fans. That was before I even got here, so I know it means a lot for them as well as the rest of the people in the state. So it's a big accomplishment for all of us here, and we're proud to be a part of something like this.
One last question here, 4th row.
Coach, we've all noted that you have 6 professional caliber talents. How did you get young guys to play as if they were not auditioning for the NBA?
Anthony answered. I just do what I do. I don't know what to tell you. Well, first of all, it starts with how you recruit them. You can't tell them you're going to shoot 30 times a game. The offense is going to run through you, and you're going to start. And none of these guys were promised they'd start how many minutes. And then you got to recruit them the right way so they know you're trustworthy. And then they got to trust that you're doing it for them. It's not about me. This is a player's first program. Is that about accurate? Yeah. And then they'll do what you ask them to do because it's for them. I'm not doing it for me. I'm not doing it, I said this a couple years ago, and everybody got crazy when we had 5 guys drafted in the first round. This is one of the biggest moments, if not the biggest, in Kentucky history. Reason was, I knew now other kids would look and say, you got to go there. That's what's happened. That first class that went in, and what I'm hoping is there's 6 first-rounders on this team. We were the first program to have 5. Let's have 6. I'm fine with that. That's why I've got to go recruiting on Friday.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Kentucky Wildcats wrapping up their championship news conference in True Blue, New Orleans. Again, the win tonight over Kansas, 67-59. Kentucky winning its 8th national basketball championship. Let's show you some of the scenes around town here. First, the True Blue fans celebrating downtown on Limestone. From Maxwell and Limestone to State Street and Limestone, the crowds have swelled throughout the evening after the game's conclusion. And it's important to note that this has been a very classy celebration. Certainly not subdued, but True Blue fans perhaps persuaded a little bit by the increased police presence tonight and warnings from both city officials and the university president, Eli Capilouto, to celebrate in style. Don't destroy property. Don't get into trouble. And so far it appears that's exactly what True Blue fans are doing tonight. Meanwhile, the party still in full swing in True Blue, New Orleans. So let's go to Nancy Cox down the bayou.
True Blue fans continue to file out of the Superdome after watching that great celebration of championship number 8. Hey guys, what do you think about that game?
It's fantastic, fantastic. We loved every minute of it.
What was your favorite moment?
Incredible.
What was your favorite moment?
Just the win.
The win.
The overall, the win was incredible.
Any way it came,
Yep.
just to win. How about you, your favorite moment?
Just the celebration. Seeing him cut down the nets. It was just awesome.
Who did you enjoy watching the most? Who had the...
Anthony Davis. He's the man.
Yeah.
He's the man. He shut him down. He shut him down.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the very end. What was Darius Miller's face like, one of the Kentucky boys on the team?
He looked like it, just a sense of accomplishment and pride and loving. They love each other. I mean, you can tell each and every one they were hugging, and I mean, I just think it was like that.
They're a special group, aren't they?
They are.
Very special season. Enjoy. Go celebrate, guys.
Okay.
True Blue fans are loving their stay in New Orleans, topped off by this national championship. They're having a good time. Come on over, guys. What'd you think about that win in there?
It was amazing.
Yeah?
I thought we were going to lose for a second.
You did not. Just a little doubt. Yeah.
You know her brother, Donnie.
Oh, okay. Hey, Donnie. You're back in London. What do you think of that game?
It was cool.
Yeah. What did you think of the game?
We thought it was great. It was our first Final Four, and we were just so excited that they won. We've been down since Saturday, so we've had a good time.
Was there ever any doubt when they cut it to, what, 6?
Cut it to 6. I got a little bit worried, but because they come back against, Kansas 2 years ago, back against Cal. But I knew he was going to pull it out.
What about Cal's face in the celebration? Did you get a good look?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. It was priceless. We love Cal. I talked to Cal's best friend last night from Memphis, and he says he's going to stay. Nothing about the Knicks, so we're happy.
You heard it here. We're keeping this coach. Straight from Cal's best friend. We're keeping this guy for as long as we can. Thank you, guys. Let's talk to some more True Blue fans over here. You are decked out. Do you know who I am?
I don't think she recognizes us.
Oh, my God! Former LEX-18 sports director Gary Johnson and family. True Blue fan button.
98, 99 fan button.
What was it like in Gary?
I was never comfortable one single minute. At one point, I was in a coach's stance in the stands doing this, and then I was doing this, and then I was doing this. It scared me to death, but 8th championship, nothing could be better.
Oh, it's great,
Unbelievable.
What do you guys think of it? You're all grown up from when you lived in Lexington.
One of the greatest moments of my life.
Oh, you got to share it.
We still love Kentucky basketball just as much as when we left.
That's awesome. You guys live in North Carolina now, but still True Blue fans.
We'll always be True Blue fans.
The best part was singing My Old Kentucky Home. I cried. Oh, that's awesome. I think there were a lot of tears shed in there tonight.
It was a great night. And they got to see the Louisville game. I came down yesterday, so this capped it all. It's been a great, totally. Number 8.
Great, guys. Thank you all so much. Good to see you. You too, True Blue fans from everywhere, all corners of the state and all over the country, celebrating this fantastic night in True Blue history.
Glad to see my partner Nancy Cox having a good time in True Blue New Orleans too. A lot of people down there tonight will get up tomorrow morning and be able to say, I was there when the Cats won number 8. We're back with more after this. Welcome back to LEX-18's extended True Blue coverage of the Cats' national championship victory over Kansas tonight. Without further ado, let's go back downtown to the big celebration. Courtney Fischer on Limestone. Courtney?
Yeah, Cats fans still keeping it classy as far as we know, although we have started to see a few arrests right behind me. The bulk of the celebration, here we are along Limestone, State Street right behind me. I don't know if you can see past this Fayette County Sheriff's truck and the Lexington firefighters truck, but that is where the celebration is happening. We just saw several people taken over by police officers, possibly being arrested at this point. So still a safe celebration for the most part. We've also heard some reports about trash cans being lit on fire all the way at the other end of State Street. We're talking near the Elizabeth and State Street intersection. No confirmed reports from firefighters right now, but we do see some huge balls of fire in the sky right now at above the crowd line. So still unknown of any injuries, any serious fires at this point, but for the most part, it's staying pretty calm out here. If you can handle all that celebration, pretty calm. Still a huge crowd making its way down Limestone all the way to where we are right now, this State Street celebration. As you can see, they are not tired of celebrating yet. For now, we'll send it over to Jennifer Hoff, who is at the other end of Limestone. Jen, take it away.
Well, Courtney, I gotta say, we're going on about an hour and a half now since that game wrapped up, and this is exactly as it was at that moment. Fans going just as crazy. Hey! Watch it.
All right, guys. Yeah, watch it down there. We don't want you to knock out our camera lights, and we need to take care of our reporters and photographers in the middle of all that mayhem. Meanwhile, let's go back down to True Blue New Orleans and Nicole Pence.
As you can see, we are inside the Superdome. After the celebration, the Kentucky Wildcats have won their 8th national championship. Take a look at the court. It's a little messy. Doesn't look like basketball could be played there right now. As you can see, that's the confetti that fell after the Wildcats beat the Kansas Jayhawks. A lot of people still here hanging out, checking out the scene. A lot of media members here, and of course, people here to clean up the mess that the Kansas fans and also the Kentucky fans left behind. Take a look up there. It reminds us really well the Kentucky national champions. Again, this is Coach Cal's first national championship. A lot of the True Blue fans I talked with when I was here watching the game said this really was a team effort, not necessarily one person that stood out the most or played the best game, but that everybody worked together and brought home this national championship. It's a fantastic day to be a Wildcat fan and a fantastic day to be here in True Blue, New Orleans.
And you heard Nicole mention Coach Cal, his first national championship. Coach Cal and the team slayed a lot of dragons on the way to this title. They avenged their only regular season loss by beating Indiana. Then they took out their fierce in-state rival, Louisville, to get to the Final Four. 2 wins against Louisville. And then when the season began in Madison Square Garden, their first big test, they passed it with a 75-65 win over Kansas, and then came full circle tonight with the 67-59 win in the national title game, again over Kansas, thus avenging Cal's 2008 loss to Bill Self and Kansas when he was the head man at Memphis. To show you how they did it tonight, here's Brent Carney.
Kevin, it looked like that 2008 game too for a while when True Blue fans kind of really started to grip and worry as that lead disappeared. But this time, unlike when Cal was at Memphis, Kentucky made the free throws and Kentucky cut down the nets. What a magical night it was. John Calipari, his first national championship, and everybody pitched in, including Marcus Teague. He got things going for Kentucky, 5-5. And then a great sequence. After a Michael Kidd-Gilchrist dunk, Anthony Davis, with one of his 6 blocks on the night, he breaks the NCAA freshman single-season record for blocks. Deron Lamb goes the other way and finishes with a nice finish in traffic. Kentucky running, that's always a good sign, and out to a nice lead. Terrence Jones did work, especially early in the game. The big-time dunk makes it 15-9. Of course, he was going up against Kansas All-American Thomas Robinson, who went for 18 and 17. A monstrous game, but he had to work for those points. So credit to Jones and the rest of the guys who checked T-Rob throughout the night. And Jones did some work at that Kansas All-American too, going right at him there. Robinson had 2 fouls, Jones making him pay. Then Teague again, kind of like what we saw against Iowa State. It was as if Kansas was daring Teague to beat them, and he did. First the twisting layup, then the 3-ball. Another great game for Marcus Teague. He came so far this season. How about the senior, Darius Miller, with the 3, and at this point, the Jayhawks were on the ropes. Then Deron Lamb out of the corner. He was on fire. Kentucky up 18, 39-21. But Kansas would slowly chip away at that lead from 18 down to 14 when they take the break at half. At the half, Anthony Davis did not have a field goal. Another miss in the second half, but watch Jones come up with the loose ball and another easy bucket. Kentucky up 16. Thomas Robinson, well, he did work for Kansas. He's a tough player. He'll be playing in the NBA next year, almost certainly. But then a huge 35-second swing for Kentucky. 2 back-to-back three-pointers from Lamb. At this point, Kansas had cut the Kentucky lead to 10. They had all the momentum, and just like that, back-to-back possessions, Kentucky's up 16 points. Finally, Davis will get his first field goal. Now, in no way is a 1 of 10 shooting game to suggest that Davis wasn't magnificent. He was. He rebounded, he blocked shots, he did everything and controlled the game. But Kansas would not go away. Taylor and 1. The lead down to 7. Late shot clock again. Teague, we dare ya. Challenge accepted. Kentucky up 10. But this Kansas team has come back from double-digit deficit several times this tournament. They tried to do it again. Elijah Johnson answers with the 3, but a big play here. Davis altering Taylor's shot. That's a travel. Kentucky would take the ball back over. Lamb would hit the free throws. And it's time to get out the scissors. Kentucky with national championship number 8. The confetti falling from the ceiling, players hugging, and even Joby Hall sitting courtside getting a little misty. He knows what this moment's about. It's a special one, a special day for Kentucky, and of course a tough one for Kansas. Hugs in confetti all around. Cats win. Kevin, back to you. Oh, it's exciting.
Yeah, thanks, Brent. No confetti, but a lot of hugs on Limestone Street this evening, too. Let's head back downtown to Jennifer Hoff. Jen?
Kevin, let's try this again. As I'm trying to hold back some yawns here as we're going about an hour and a half past the time the game wrapped. The people out here are just as crazy as it was as when the game ended, and one of those fans right here has something very special in his hand. What is this?
That's the new newspaper for tomorrow, number 8, Kentucky all the way.
There it is, a preview of what you're going to see tomorrow, and with him, all of his friends who want to give a big shout out. Really excited, and they have reason to be. They're celebrating the big number 8 that they haven't been able to do in 14 years. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Jennifer. If you're just joining us, good morning. The Cats are national champions. Now to Nancy Cox and more from True Blue New Orleans.
True Blue fans are celebrating championship number 8. We got a couple guys here from Lexington. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. What was it like to be inside the Superdome?
It was unbelievable. Once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah, what was your favorite moment?
Man, just when Deron Lamb hit both those threes.
That was
just,
yeah,
blew the top off the building. It was great.
Did you see Coach Cal with the guys at the end, how they were rubbing his head?
Yeah, his hair won't move. It's unbelievable.
They moved it a little bit.
Okay.
So it's been a great season. Did you ever doubt that they would top it off with this championship?
No, I never had any doubts. I knew they were bringing it home from the start of the year.
It feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Number 8, True Blue fans are celebrating. It's going to go late into the night, I would imagine. Same back in Lexington and all over Kentucky. I love that moment when Coach Cal was holding the trophy and they started rubbing on his head. That was just so perfect for how they feel about their coach. And Coach Cal has said this is a special group of kids. He loves them all like sons. They're celebrating tonight. Probably won't get much sleep here in the Bayou. Who needs sleep? With this rain and lightning, just one more thing. We'll have more from True Blue New Orleans coming up.
I have a feeling our True Blue crew is getting ready to do a little celebrating down on the Bayou as well. Let's go back downtown Lexington now, though, and Courtney Fischer. Courtney?
Yeah, Kevin, it is quieted down a little bit out here, but there are still plenty of Cats fans on the street. Strength in numbers show no sign of letting up out here. We're talking hundreds of people behind me down on State Street. I don't know if you can see past all the emergency vehicles. We've just seen some arrests happening out there, but so far everyone's still keeping it classy, keeping it safe. Take a look at these aerial shots so you can get a better idea of the madness happening in the area since the Cats took home that championship title just a few hours ago. This is from Wave over in Louisville. They have a helicopter up there taking some of these photos for you to see. The main area, we still have people heading all the way down Limestone to where I am right now. That's again at the corner of State and Limestone. Thick crowds, doesn't look like they're going home anytime soon. Fireworks still going off behind me. Still pretty exciting to be out here and definitely very exciting to be a Cats fan tonight. For now, Kevin, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Courtney, thanks. And stay with us. More True Blue coverage of the Cats' 8th national championship right after this. The streets of Lexington are packed with True Blue fans celebrating Kentucky's 8th national championship. Appropriately enough, an 8-point win, 67-59 over the Kansas Jayhawks. Let's take you back outside now. Courtney Fischer, downtown.
Yeah, Kevin, I'd be willing to bet most of those fans are right behind me. Again, here we are still at the corner of Limestone and State Street where you see these emergency vehicles. They're still making runs. These fans, they are still coming out here in full force. Just take a look. This is a live view of what it looks like all the way down State Street right now. We're talking end to end, completely packed with people. And right now it still looks like a lot of people still making their way all the way down Limestone. back to join this madness here on State Street. You can see a better view of what it looks like towards the end of the road. We saw a few fireballs, as odd as that sounds, at the other end of State. Not confirmed as to what that is, although we've heard reports there are some trash cans. For the most part, firefighters say this has been a classy, controlled celebration. Unlike Saturday night, there have been several arrests we've seen, but nothing too crazy, no injuries too bad, but they have said 4 people have gone to the hospital so far, and that was just a few hours ago. So still a lot of celebrating is being done here. Looks like no sign of letting it up, and I'm sure that's the same for Jennifer Hoff. She's at the other end of Limestone. Jennifer, how's it looking near you?
Just as busy, just as crazy, but what else do you expect from these UK fans?
No cats!
I just want to tell you really quickly, we heard of some reports of people being arrested before the game ended for disorderly conduct and alcohol intoxication, but since the game has ended, there has been no arrest because this celebration that you're seeing behind me has been relatively quiet despite the chanting here, but just a controlled chaos of sorts here. And to get a really good idea of how exactly those people are celebrating, let's go right to the fans. You hear them behind me. We've got one right here. What's your name?
My name is Megan Arena.
And are you a student here?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a sophomore.
Tell me what it was like on the street right after that game was over.
Immediately after the game, people were running to State Street, things going crazy. It was a huge crowd. It was a lot more crowded than Saturday night, but a lot less destructive. People were just having fun, crowd surfing, shooting off fireworks. It was a lot of fun.
This is what you guys are all about. The fan base is huge in Kentucky.
Huge. The biggest, the best fans in the world.
How can you make somebody not from Kentucky understand this kind of dedication?
Everybody from Kentucky should already feel it. You can see it. We're the best fans in the world. We're the most dedicated, best fans you will ever see anywhere.
There you have it. You heard it there first. You're hearing it and seeing it there first. Right here from Limestone and Maxwell, Kevin, where some of the hardest partiers are going on. But again, we're seeing not a lot of destructive behavior, a lot of appropriate celebrations here tonight. Kevin, back to you.
Well, that's a good thing too, Jennifer, because as we mentioned earlier, Lexington police made dozens of arrests after all the mayhem Saturday night downtown. But officers say there are plenty of other people who were involved in that stuff as well. Some of those people, as you can clearly see, were caught on camera, and police hope you can help identify them. Now, the crimes these people are accused of committing include everything from knocking over a stop sign to pouring lighter fluid onto a car that was seen burning on State Street. Some of them are even believed to have shot fireworks into crowds at Euclid and Woodland.
But in the days and weeks to come, we'll be following up with investigations. We have very good video, very good photos that will no doubtably lead us to make further arrests in the days to come.
And you can get a better look at the pictures of these people on our website, LEX18.com. If that identification leads to an arrest, you're eligible for a $25 reward. We'll be back in just a second, but first, let's give you another live look at the championship celebration in downtown Lexington.
Was the superior team tonight, and the Kentucky coronation is complete. Champions 2012.
The Kentucky Wildcats are college basketball's national champions for the 8th time by virtue of their 67-59 win tonight in the championship game over the Kansas Jayhawks. And the Superdome tonight, there's Coach Joe B. Hall, getting a little misty, but what a shot that is, huh? The Superdome in New Orleans is all true blue as the Cats are champions again after a 14-year drought. All right, the game is over. The festivities and the celebrations still going on. So when do the Cats return to Lexington? Well, UK officials say the team will be arriving back in town at 3 Tuesday afternoon. True Blue fans are encouraged to greet the team when they arrive, but here's what you need to do if you plan on doing that. Enter Bluegrass Airport via Airport Road. That's from Man o' War, not the airport's main entrance. You follow the signs to the complimentary basketball fan parking area. If you need to see any of that information again, we have it up on our website right now, LEX18.com. And of course, there will be a rally at Rupp Arena following the team's arrival. That begins at 3:30. Doors at Rupp open at 2 p.m. And our coverage of UK's run to the national title doesn't end tonight. Coming up in just a few hours on LEX18 News at Sunrise, much more about the Cats' big win, the plans for the citywide celebration, and much more. That's all ahead Tuesday on LEX18 News at Sunrise. From the bayou to the bluegrass, it's a great day to be a True Blue fan. Kentucky wins national championship number 8. Thanks for joining.